Hi everyone, I am Timothy Hanslow and you are watching GamedevBits. Today we're going to get into some simple raycasting and then spawning some new objects. So let's have a look how it works and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty. So what we're going to do here is track the mouse, and wherever the mouse goes, at a click we're going to spawn in a random cube and drop it down onto the platform. Nice and simple, and our cubes always spawn at a different angle, just for a little bit of variety. Alright, let's dig in and see how it works. So what we're doing here is our code in Vault is running on the update event. That means every frame it's going to step through and run into this. Now, the first thing we have is input get mouse button down. Now, get mouse button down triggers only on the exact frame that you click down on the mouse button. So if you hold the mouse button down, it doesn't make any difference. You're not going to spawn hundreds of them. This only gets the frame that it goes down. Same as get mouse button up, only triggers on the exact frame that the mouse button gets lifted. Get mouse button is what you want to do if you want to capture it the whole time. What we do is we feed that into a branch and we just look for that value. And that just tells us to only proceed when it is true. So once it's true, what we're going to do is we're going to cast a screen point. So we're going to cast a ray straight in. Nice and easy. What we do is, for our camera, so for the inputs we have a flow input, we have a camera, and we have a position. So this is, because we're looking at a screen point, we need to know which camera do we want to take that screen point from, and position is where things are. So we use input get mouse position, which counts things in pixels from the bottom left corner. And then camera get main, just make sure that we've always got our main camera. Now, the screen point to ray, so that's just casting a ray effectively from the camera where we're looking, just shooting a laser beam straight through the screen to where our mouse is, and then carrying on through until it hits something. Our ray, we pass across to a physics raycast node. We set ourselves a maximum distance, the ray comes in, and then we choose a layer mask. Now a layer mask is great because it means we can control what our raycast will hit. In this case we only want to hit the terrain, which is attached to that great big plane. This one has been set, so if we click out here, nothing happens because it isn't registering as the right type. Now for our physics raycast, the output node measures true or false if it hits something. So we're going to feed that out into true, and that's what we take in action. Now the hit info, we're going to feed out, so the hit info is what it actually hits. So from that you can get the hit point. You can also do things like get the collider so you know which object it hit to trigger events and pass things across. You could use that if you were shooting a weapon from a character, but for now we're just going to get the point. And that is, again, that's just the point on the plane that our mouse cursor was on. And so what we do now is we take the point and we split out our vector 3 into nodes, get X, get Y, and get Z. We then create a vector 3, we feed the X and the Z straight in, but for the Y we add 8. So we're taking where our mouse clicked and we're finding the point in space 8 units above it, because that's where we want to spawn our crate. Then we create our vector 3 and we feed that straight into our gameObject instantiate. So that'll just actually create the gameObject, and in this case we're creating a prefab from the Cinti prototype pack. So we feed our position in and say we're going to create this gameObject at that position, and for rotation we're just creating a random quaternion and we're choosing a random value between 0 and 90, and we're feeding that into all of those. And that just gives us a nice little bit of variety every time. And that's all there is to it. So now you've got everything you need to know to trace through the camera to where your mouse cursor is and to cast a ray. We can check what we're hitting, we can change that. If we click on our little friend here, the ray goes straight through him because we're filtering only for that terrain layer. So when we click on something, it automatically goes through and hits the one behind it. And that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching.